It is Monday. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. Today has been a whirlwind. I went to bed at like 3:30, got up at 10:30. 7 hours is about when I'm functional. Sometimes I feel like I need about 800, but 7 is usually the best for me. But it is 6:12. Come here. You wanna say hi? Bella. Come here, baby. You wanna say hi, friends? You guys wanna see my... Yeah, hi. Come here. I know, Mom got a new rug and you're super confused. Look, it's the Bella. Hi, sweetie pie. All the love for my BB girl. So, like I said, it is 6:13. I have a friend coming over here shortly. She's bringing pizza, goat cheese pizza, one of my absolute favorites. Which coincidentally she didn't know was one of my favorites. She called me from the grocery store like, are you picky about pizza? And I'm like, I'm picky about no kind of food, honestly. So she's on her way over. My husband and I actually just got back from what I'm assuming is probably the very same grocery store because she lives down the street from me. So we're gonna be hanging out, maybe watching a movie, maybe playing Mario Party. Hello. Come here. Come here. Aduda. Another cat appears. Come here, you want to say hi? This is Azura. Why is every cat in my office right now? All the love for my girl. Azura and Debella are cats that we got together, but Azura is totally my cat and Debella is totally her dad's cat because she's the one who had stomatitis and we had to remove all of her teeth. And ever since then, she's just been up my husband's butt. Oh, I realize you guys are currently on my butt because I haven't fed you yet. I don't feed them, my husband feeds them. But anyway, I'm gonna go feed them here in a second. But she's bringing over pizza, we're probably gonna play Mario Party and hang out for a little while. I have some things that I have to do around 10 and then I need to edit all the videos that I filmed today. I have a few videos going up this week. One of them is my wrap up, this vlog, my Stephen King vlog, and the constantly reading announcement. I want to film the quarterly book club announcement tomorrow. So there's a lot that I did today. And then my husband and I went grocery shopping and kind of hung out for a little while before he left for D&D. Why did my lights turn off? Why does it do this? My lights are actually pretty cool. They have a timer, like a 6-hour timer, so they're off for like 12 hours, on for 6 hours. So it's pretty cool. So you can like set them to be on when you're at home and off when you're not. But I don't like that they just like shut off when I don't ask them to. But yeah, that's the plan for tonight. I'm really just gonna chill, but I wanted to show you guys the books that I'm reading or talk about the books that I am currently reading because there are a few that I'm actually pretty freaking excited about. So the first one, I'm reading Kingdom of Ash right now, or I'm listening to Kingdom of Ash and really liking it. I was kind of worried that I wouldn't because I don't know, in a way, I feel like if I wouldn't have been on BookTube or wouldn't have been on Bookstagram, Sarah wouldn't have kind of been ruined for me because there's so much even though I don't buy into the negativity, I can understand and kind of see where people are coming from, especially with the diversity, with the forced diversity that she's doing recently with like Manon being all of a sudden Asian, and I don't know if that's like, I didn't really look into that. I was just like, Manon is who I think she is. I feel like authors should just understand that maybe they did something, you know, not to the best of their ability, and then to later do it to the best of their ability, not suddenly make something what it already isn't, you know what I mean? Like trying to add it in later. It's just messed up. Well, you can see my computer glaring off of everything. But I'm still really liking it. I'm literally crying like every fucking 2 minutes though. The next book I'm reading is The Winter Road by Adrian Selby. I actually received this from Hatchet or Orbit recently. I think in my last vlog I kind of showed you guys like me unboxing it, and just I'm super excited to read it. It is what I think is going to be a perfect winter read. I'll kind of tell you what it's about. It is: the greatest empire of them all began with a road, the circle, 1,000 miles of perilous forests and warring clans. No one has ever tamed such treacherous territory before, but ex-soldier Tara Amundsen, veteran of 100 battles, is determined to try. With a merchant caravan protected by a crew of skilled mercenaries, Amundsen embarks on a dangerous mission to forge a road across the untamed wilderness that was once her home. But a warlord rises in the wilds of the circle, uniting its clans and terrorizing its people. Tara's battles may not be over yet. All roads lead back to war. So far in the book, she has died and risen, and it's really cool. Like, I don't know kind of what the... It's one of those books where the premise, like what I read, sounds really cool, but I don't want to know too much because I just want to experience it. Right now it has a 3.67 out of 6 ratings on Goodreads, so we'll see. Let's see. I'm also reading Saga Volume 6, which crushes me, but I'm not going to linger there for too long because I feel like everybody's probably read Saga at this point. And then I'm reading Salem's Lot, which is once again our quarterly book club pick. And then I also have downloaded The Last Name Sarah by Kristen Cicerelli, I think is how you say it. So I have a really great reading week planned. I might be adding, I might be removing some stuff, I don't know. It's my goal to never have like 14 books on my TBR, or like my currently reading on Goodreads, so we'll see if I'm able to achieve that. Right now though, with a little bit of time I have before Elizabeth gets here, I'm going to try to edit last week's vlog. Funny enough, talking about last week's vlog in this vlog. So I'm gonna sit down and edit that with the like half hour I have before she gets here. Just try to edit as much as I can, get a little bit done. But yeah, that's gonna be for this update. Hopefully I get a little bit of reading done later. I might not. I honestly get most of my reading done at work, so like Monday through Wednesday is usually just like life stuff and kind of what I'm doing, and then Thursday through Sunday is like all of the reading, and it's like all car vlog because I update you guys before and after work, usually in my car, which a lot of you guys say you don't mind because it's just like hanging out with me. So hopefully that stays true. Hopefully we still like that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this update. I am going to get into this real quick because I am, I don't know, stressed out about everything that I need to do. So I will see you guys in my next update later, probably tomorrow. Hello and good morning. It is Tuesday and it is 12:50. I have actually been up for a while. I like kind of woke up and then was like, wow, I could sleep all day. I'm gonna hang out in bed. But I did finally get up because a couple of my holds were in from the library and I wanted to go and pick them up because a few of these I really want to read, and I thought I would show you guys what I got. The first thing that I got this morning though, bright and early, sometimes I just need one of these. And I don't know what's wrong with me because I never drank soda growing up. It was not something that we ever had in the house, but I went and got a cherry Sprite because I don't drink caffeine, as you guys know, but I do love me bubbly stuff, and sometimes I just really want a cherry Sprite. But I did return Sawkill Girls and a couple of the comics that I had read last month that you guys saw in my wrap up. But the first book that I picked up would be the second volume of The Woods, and I loved this comic and I cannot wait to read it. I picked up the second volume, the third volume, and the fifth volume. The fourth one is currently out from the library, so I'm waiting for my hold to come back in. The Woods is written by a man named James Tinian IV, I believe. So I did actually pick up his other comic that he does called The Backstagers. I haven't heard anything about it, but it sounds, I don't know, kind of cute. It's basically about musical theater, if I'm not mistaken. The next book that I picked up, I'm actually really excited. What's it about? I don't know. I just heard that it's really great and then I need to read it. Somebody actually recommended it to me. I can't really remember what it's about though. I will leave a link to it in the bottom bar if you guys would like to know. But I borrowed Bird Box. This is a book that I have seen around on BookTube and Instagram, and somebody was like, hey, you should read this. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna borrow it from the library. And the next book I borrowed is actually from an author whose writing style I have just fallen in love with. After reading Sawkill Girls, that would be Furyborn by Claire Legrand. I actually borrowed this from the library like 6 or 7 months ago and didn't end up reading it, so I'm actually really glad that I was able to borrow it again because it's constantly out at my library, so I'm glad I finally got a hold of it. I'm really excited to read these. I think I might read The Woods today and then also start Bird Box. I need to not do this to myself, but I'm not really feeling like reading any of the other books that I got from the library. I also need to edit the announcement video for the Constantly Reading Club. I need to edit my October wrap up. I need to film the quarterly book club announcement. There's just so much that I have to do today. But yeah, I just need to get my life together. But I am going to take today to edit and just hang out. My husband has a bunch of like homework and papers that he has to write, so today's going to be a day where I just mostly read and just hang out and play video games and just relax. So I will see you guys in my next update, hopefully with a few reading updates as well. We're in a very weird location for this update, but I'm making breakfast. I'm making egg in a hole, which is just toast with a hole in the middle of it that you put an egg in and fry it. But anyway, I am getting ready to work on some stuff. I need to finish editing the announcement for the Constantly Reading Club because our new book has been chosen. If you guys are following along, you will know that it is Salem's Lot, and I'm very excited about it. Anyway, I need to edit that video and get the announcement up, and then I need to film, which I might not film today, I might film it like next week, the announcement for our quarterly book club pick, and then there's going to be a formal video going up about this, but I figure I might as well tell you guys now. The Hypernaut group that I have going, I am actually killing it off. I'm not doing it anymore. I have loved doing it, but I am at a place in my life where my reading tastes are changing and what I want to read is changing, and I'm having a lot of fun exploring more horror and thriller and getting back into reading adult. Not saying that we don't read adult for the group, because obviously we do. But I'm just at a place where I want to gorge myself on so many different books that I just don't really often want to read the books that we choose for Hypernaut. But on top of that, I struggle with responding to comments, responding to people in the Hypernaut group, responding to comments and messages on Instagram, responding to things on Twitter, responding to my YouTube comments. It's something that I really, really struggle with, and I don't think it's ever going to be something that I don't struggle with. It is just my personality type. It's just something that I'm unable to do, and I get very stressed out emotionally from, and socially from responding to all these things. And as my subscriber count grows and as my Instagram followers grow, which I want that to happen because I want to be able to reach a larger audience and have new friends and talk about a bunch of different things, it has been really stressing me out. And I have OCD, so essentially what happens with my OCD is I thought spiral a lot. So if something happens or I'm feeling particularly bad about a situation, I will thought spiral, and it causes my other symptoms of OCD, which is excessive hand washing, being afraid to eat food from other people, and I work in a restaurant and that's how I eat during the week, so I haven't been eating a whole lot because I've been afraid of contamination while eating my food at work. I haven't been sleeping. I'm actually going to get checked for hypothyroidism as soon as possible because a lot of the symptoms that I'm having are kind of explained from that, and it does actually run in my family, but like my mom, my birth mom, and my two twin sisters and my older sister Sarah all had hypothyroidism, and I did not, or I don't know if I've ever been tested. So I'm gonna get checked out for that to see, because all of the symptoms really can explain what's going on with me. A subscriber actually commented on a video and mentioned it to me, and I was like, wow, runs in my family. If this can explain things, I just want to get checked to see if that's it. You know, very crazy mood swings, things like that. And so I'm going to be doing that. But my other symptoms have just been so bad that like my hands are cracked and bleeding because I'm washing them so often. And I know it seems probably pretty dumb to try to explain it away by, you know, like the Hypernaut group. It's not the Hypernaut group's fault, but it is one thing for my life that I think that my heart isn't in anymore, and that I could kind of cull from the things that I am doing, because I gotta give somewhere, you know what I mean? And I gotta go to work because you gotta pay your bills. I love doing BookTube, but there's other places that I can make cuts. Like I do the Constantly Reading Club and I do the Quarterly Book Club, but those are projects that I am a hand in. You know what I mean? Like me and Crystal do the Constantly Reading Club, but it's something that she created and something that I kind of help with. And like the Quarterly Book Club, I'm just there to talk about the book, and that's something that G has started. It's not on me. But the Hypernaut group was on me and these two other girls, one of which is a full-time teacher and she's back teaching, so she's not able to help. And the other girl's going through a lot of life changes and I don't want to stress her out needing help. And I just realized that it's just time for it to be done. And as sad as I am to say that, I think that a lot of you guys can probably understand and sympathize with me. And yeah, but today, the plan for today is I found the cord to my record player, so I'm going to be moving my record player into my office. It's like just a small record player. And I do have a chair coming. I bought a Papasan chair for my office a while back, and it's finally on its way because I just needed a reading space. Because sitting at my computer, like when I go to sit at my computer at the end of the night to read in my computer chair or edit, or you know, to like respond to comments on my computer chair at my desk, I always want to work on something. I always want to be creating something. So I need another space that I can like respond to comments on my laptop, or I can read in my chair and not have the computer there as a distraction. Because all my editing software and stuff is on my Mac, and then on my laptop I don't have a whole lot. Hello, freak. Hi, dude. Do not touch the camera. But other than that, I really have no plans for today other than a little bit of editing, putting that chair together, just hanging out. The Murkmire expansion for Elder Scrolls Online just came out last night and I played like 3 or 4 hours of it, and that's what I'm gonna do when my husband gets home because he has another paper to write, but I have nothing to do, so I can play that game. But that is gonna be the plan for today, is just to get a little bit of work done before he gets home and then to relax the rest of the day. And then when my chair gets here, I'm gonna put my chair back together. And then I thought I would do an office tour for you guys. I have moved my office around recently, and I do have quite a small office, but I make it work for me. So I wanted to show you guys kind of how I have things set up for people who have smaller spaces or who are trying to make a small space work for them when it comes to owning a library, you know, like having a lot of books or wanting a space of your own. And I am very privileged and fortunate to have a 3-bedroom house and to have outside of my bedroom like a space that I can use as my own office. So I know that I'm fortunate, but people always ask me for like office tours and stuff. So we're moving into the winter season, so I moved things around a little bit. I moved my desk away from the window because we live in an older house, so the windows kind of let a little bit of air in and I didn't want to be cold. And then I moved my plants up higher. I'll show you guys later, but it is because I had a cat-free office for a very long time, but I'm trying to let them in there more often and to feel less holed off from the world when I am working and have to have like the door closed. So that's the plan for today, is just to make that room a little bit more inviting for me and for the cats, because they are basically my children and I want them to feel welcome to come into my office. So that is what I'm going to be doing today, and just relaxing. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in a little bit. Good morning. Okay. It is Thursday morning. It is 10:51 in the morning. I think it's almost 11. Yes. I wasn't sure if my computer clock automatically changed when we fell back or not. Anyway, I went to bed around 3, set my alarm for 11, woke up shortly after 10, and am lamenting because I really wanted to sleep. It is too bright. I'm gonna move you. 1 second. Ah, much better. I can't have just like the window behind me or I'm super washed out. So anyway, I read a little bit last night. I didn't get to read a whole lot because I got my chair and put my chair together, which was really nice. But before that, I played a little bit of video games, and then my husband and I ate dinner, and then we took a nap from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. because apparently we were really tired. And then got up, my chair came in, which took me way too long to put together considering it was not even hard to put together, but I put my chair together and then I played a little bit more video games, and then he went to bed and I tried to read for a little while. I got to read for like half an hour after he went to sleep before I was like, wow, I'm really tired, and just ended up going to bed myself. So I didn't get to read a whole lot, and there wasn't really anything to vlog because trying to put that chair together in my office was almost fucking impossible because the chair, when it was like in pieces, took up the entirety of my floor. So there's nowhere to like set up the camera and try to do that. So I didn't vlog it, but I got some mail yesterday. I wanted to show you guys. Some of it made me cry. Some of it I asked for, and I'm super excited. I'm gonna start with the thing that I asked for. This is the book that I read a little bit of last night. I'm on page 22. It is The Wolf in the Whale by Jordana Max Brodsky. This comes out January 29th of 2019. This is about an Inuit girl who is given the voice of the gods and is supposed to become a shaman in her culture, and her, I was gonna say, people are hungry and struggling, and she is supposed to be the one to help them. The reason why I really wanted this is because I am from Alaska, as you guys know, and this has a lot of, this is obviously about the Alaskan people, about the Inuit, and it sounds amazing. And I've already read, like I said, 22 pages of it, and I'm really enjoying it, like a lot. And then I went to the library and got a few books as well. Funny enough, I got a book that I'd previously sold. I got The Star-Touched Queen by Roshani Chokshi. I'm gonna say that wrong, I know I am. And then I also got The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan. This is a book that I have heard a lot about, and somebody, when I was considering continuing to do Hype or Not, I asked people an overhyped book that they wanted to know whether or not it was overhyped, and this was one of the books that people recommended, so I wanted to read this to see what I think for myself. It's very confusing. I guess it's about a girl whose mother dies and she becomes a bird, like the girl becomes a bird, and I was like, what in the hell? So I got those. Oh, and I forgot to mention, although this probably goes without saying, this was from Orbit and Hatchet. I'm so excited to read it. And the next thing that I got yesterday, this is what made me cry. So I got a book plate, which is from Alex, obviously, the author of A Big Ship at the Edge of the Universe, and the new book comes out this December. But a while back they asked me if I wanted a shirt. They were having a shirt made of, there's a main character named Nyla who does racing, and she's like on this like racing team, and there's like sponsors, and you know, it's kind of like NASCAR, but like a less shitty version of NASCAR with like spaceships, essentially. Like they like hook themselves into their ships. It's really cool. But they asked me if I would like a shirt, and the shirt is as if it is Nyla's team with her sponsors. I mean, come on, how cool is that? Like, oh, it's so awesome. I am so in love with this, honestly, and they're so sweet to think of me. I am so fortunate to have, like, when I unwrapped this yesterday, I realized that I'm so fortunate to have this kind of merch for one of my very favorite books. Like, I don't know a lot of people that can say that, and I'm just really fortunate and really thankful to have something like this. And I wanted to cry. I did like tear up when I got it. It was hard not to cry, honestly. But that is what I got in the mail yesterday. I have a comic coming today for the Pages and Panels book club, or the Panels book club. So I'm excited for that. But I told you guys yesterday that I would do an office tour. My office isn't the cleanest. I have a lot of books just hanging out on the floor next to my chair so that I can read them. But I want to show you guys how I ended up setting up everything. So I'm going to do that real quick. Just try to ignore any mess that you see, because your girl didn't have time to clean. So this is what it looks like when you come in. I have you on my phone now because my camera is hard to lug around. So this is what it looks like from the door. When you walk in, there's my plant and my shelves. Like I said, I put them in front of my door, but these are my shelves. If I wanted to do an updated bookshelf tour, I think I would just die at this point. I have so many books, I just don't want to do it. So anyway, so that bottom shelf right there where the red bird is empty because I needed more space and I was trying to make more space. But yeah, that's my Stephen King shelf, my Harry Potter shelf, and then we just get into the rest of my books. Obviously I have my favorites on display. And then down there is also empty. This is where I keep my purse. And back behind there is where I keep like my, I don't know, like hair stuff. And then this is my desk. I have my calendar. I don't know why that tape measure is still there. Hello, you can see me. But yeah, that's my shelf that I just keep a few plants on and a couple of like knickknacks and like my favorite candles. And then I have my desk where I keep that corkboard. Has a bunch of pictures of like me and my best friend, me and my family, notes from you guys, some art. And then here's my desk. I don't know if I ever showed you guys my new desk. Oh, look, trash. I just got like a normal desk, like a desk topper with these drawers. And then here is more plants. This is my chair that I bought. It is a Papasan chair. That is a Yuri on Ice blanket and a Piplup pillow because you girls got problems. I also just recently bought this rug, but yeah, those are all the books that I'm trying to read that when I sit down at the end of the night, I'm going to try to read. And then there is storage for like my book sleeves and my notebook and some other stuff. And then up here is actually where I put the rest of my plants. So there are my hanging plants and I adore them. And then here are my other plants. This plant is my favorite, my hanging plant. It's getting quite long. Eventually I'm not going to be able to keep it there because I won't be able to sit in my chair. But yeah, so that is what's up here. My little skeleton fairy. Oh, my favorite part of everything up here. Oh, so friggin' cute. And then some Nightmare Before Christmas Funkos. So that is my office. This is my safe space. It's where I hang out, so I get all my work done. It brings me so much joy to be in here, honestly. So yeah, that is my office. That's gonna be it for this update though, because I want to read before I go to work, because today at work is supposed to be pretty busy. So I want to read and just catch up on some stuff and hang out and not really stress about anything before I have to go to work. So I will see you guys hopefully tonight when I get home to give you reading updates on what I read today. Hello and good morning. It is, what time is it? 11:17. My alarm was set for 12:30 because I went to bed around 4, but that's actually okay that I got up early because I get off tonight at 3 in the morning and then I need to be back here, I think I'm at work right now, back at work at 10:45 in the morning. Hi baby, come here. Someone came to say hi. But I wanted to update you guys on what I read. Oh, like I was saying, that way I can come home tonight and just immediately go to bed and get a little bit of sleep as opposed to staying up till like 4 in the morning and having to get up at 9. But I wanted to show you guys what I read yesterday. Yesterday was a comic book day. I was just really in the mood to read the comic books that I had sitting around. I read oh, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. I don't know where the other one is. Oh, it's in my car because I read it before work. But I wanted to show you guys what I did read yesterday, and I got a comic in the mail. I received this yesterday from Amazon. It's called Alice from Dream to Dream. I love the art for this. That's not a good page to show you. This is what it looks like. It's really pretty, it's very colorful, and the lines are drawn really well. This is by Boombox? What do you want, girl? Okay, fine. And they've done a couple of other comics I can't think of right off the top of my head that I really enjoyed, but this is for the Panels Book Club. If you guys are interested, this is what we're reading this month. But let's get to the comics that I read. I need you off my lap, I'm sorry. Oh, you're scratching me. So the first comic I read volume 6 and 7. 6 is in my car right now though because I was reading it before I went into work, so I didn't have it in my bag, but it would be Saga. I am so in love with this comic. I'm so in love with the characters. I'm so in love with the content of it. I love the storyline. I love the sex and the violence, and it's not, I don't want to say realistic because obviously this shit doesn't happen in real life, but the people and the characters and the things they struggle with, like, I think that's very realistic. And I'm at the point now, oh, I don't want to give spoilers, people aren't reading, you know, I don't know where people are in the comic, but this was a really hard one to read. The last one was a really hard one to read, but this one was just, oh my god, the ending of it. If you've read this, you'll know what I'm talking about. It was just so sad. So trigger warnings obviously in this comic for like sex, violence, just a ton of other stuff. I would definitely look it up for trigger warnings before you guys read it. The next book that I read, oh my god, I am obsessed with these boys. This is The Backstagers. This is by the same person who wrote The Woods, James Tyrion. Tynion, sorry, Tyrion. Isn't that a Game of Thrones character? I think I need to go back to bed. This is about a group of boys who go to an all-boys school, and they're a part of something called the Backstagers, which is essentially they work on like behind the scenes for productions and stuff. I'm not sure I might break this down. Oh. Hey, that's a little bit better. But what's different about this is it's an all-boys school, like I said, but in the backstage there's like a door, and the door leads to a bunch of different rooms. It leads to a hallway to like this big bridge, which is at the end of everything, and in each room there's something different. And there was a group of backstagers that actually went missing in the 80s that they never found, and at the end of this one you kind of get a little bit of sense of maybe kind of what happened to them, and I think it's really going to shape the story. But I really like the story because the group of boys, if you guys saw my review on Goodreads, they work so well together and they just love each other so much. Also, there's gay rep in this and it's done really, really well, but I liked it. I like theater, so it was fun to see like the theater aspect of it, and then just like them working backstage, and then obviously the backstage being a little bit different than we normally consider it. So really, really good. And then I read volumes 2 and 3 of The Woods. This is rapidly becoming one of my very favorite comic books, like honestly, you guys. So in this one we get a little bit more backstory. There is a lot more character development. There's a lot more gay character development in this, which I wasn't expecting. I mean, I guess I should have kind of seen it because these are written by the same person, and there's gay rep obviously in the Backstagers, but this was oh my god. I'm so invested in these characters. Like, I want good things for them. I need good things for them. It is only a comic, but I'm of the belief that the characters are really what make a comic, because, I mean, the story is important, but you see the characters on the page, you interact with the characters on the page, they kind of make the story happen. So the characters aren't well done, it's gonna suck, but it's done so well in this. I truly love all of them. Even like the bad guys are interesting. I like the power struggle between people in this as well. That's why I said it kind of reminds me of The Walking Dead, because people come to power. But what I like about these volumes is they actually find a city of people that were transported there, like a small village that was transported there from England 200 years ago. And they've kind of set up this city. And it's a little bit archaic, but you know, they're trying the best they can. Like, it was from 200 years ago, so they haven't really figured out like electricity and stuff just on their own timeline naturally. So it's really good. I am thoroughly loving it. I gave volume 3 5 stars. It was done so well. I gave Backstagers 5 stars, and I think I gave Saga 5 stars. But I don't know. Did I read anything else yesterday? I read a lot of Furyborn. I listened to a lot of Furyborn. I don't really know where I am in Furyborn though, because I listened to it on Libby, which is like the library app, but it doesn't tell me where I am. It says I'm an hour and 41 minutes into it, and I have, sorry, hour and 42 minutes into it, and I have 15 and a half hours left. So I've read a little bit, and then with Kingdom of Ash, I'm on chapter like fucking 13 of 120 some, so not very far into that either. That's pretty much all I read, I think, yesterday. I feel like I had a good reading day. Let's see. What am I currently reading, and did I read any of it yesterday? I read a few pages of The Winter Road by Adrian Selby. Also, the book that I really want to read right now, the book that I'm really craving, is The Wolf and the Whale, which was the arc that I was sent. That's the book that I want to read right now, but I'm not, because it's definitely a book that I want to read at home. It's very cozy because it happens like in the wilderness in like the Arctic. I think it's going to be a really good Christmas read. Winter read, whatever. But for now, I am going to hang out, drink my coffee, finally. They have the frosted sugar cookie creamer back, and that's like, we got it once and it was like the best coffee creamer we've ever had. It's pretty good, but I wouldn't say it's the best anymore. But that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to drink my coffee and read a little bit before I have to go to work. My husband is at an appointment right now, and then I assume we'll get to hang out for a little bit before I leave. But yeah, that's going to be it for this update. I'm going to get ready to, well, I'm going to relax, and then when he gets home, I'm going to get ready to go to work. But I hope you guys had a good weekend, and I will see you guys in my next update. I don't know when that's going to be because, like I said, I work tonight 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. Tomorrow I work 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. and then Sunday I work noon to midnight. So I might update you Sunday morning or Monday morning. The weekends are really a blur and I don't want to stress myself out worrying about it right now. But I will keep you guys updated when I can, and if not, I will see you on Monday. Hello, I am wrapping up this vlog. It is Sunday night into Monday. It's 1:40 in the morning. I don't know if you can tell, but I've been crying because I finished The Wolf and the Whale. When I got to work this morning, I was on page like 170. There's a little over 520 pages of this, and I literally could not stop reading it. I was so in love with this story. I'm so in love with the characters. It follows our character, Umat, and she is born a girl, but also a boy. It's kind of hard to describe. She's Native Alaskan, by the way. Like traditional Native Alaskan. And they believe in spirits. And her father dies, and then her mother dies giving birth to her, and her father is reborn within her, the spirit of the wolf. And, sorry, my nose is gonna be running for a little while. But basically, she struggles all the time with being boy and girl. Her tribe raises her as a boy, and then eventually when she becomes a little bit older, they start seeing female tells, and then they start kind of wrestling with like her being a girl. But she also becomes the shaman of her group. But the reason why I love this story without giving too much away is she does meet a man later on. He is a Viking. I always want to call them Norse, but they're different. He's a Viking, and her gods and his gods meet, and it is the most intense, beautiful story I have ever read. I think it's because the world that they're in, like the, you know, the, what do you want to call it, like the setting of the story, like where they are, is so barren, and you have to really rely on the characters and the gods and, you know, just the overall plot of the story, and it's so strong and it's done so well, and I just honestly loved it. 5 stars, one of my very favorite books I've ever read. It comes out January 29th, 2019, and if you've been hearing me speak about it and you've been wondering whether or not you should read it, you should 1000% read it. I thought it was a stunning story, like just her fighting with what is a man and what is a woman and which one is stronger, and then like the different gods, like Christ is in this at one point. It's just like he's spoken about it in one point, but it is just so beautiful and so good, and I'm so sad that it's over, and I know there's not going to be a second one, but I am gonna say that there are trigger warnings for rape in this. There's a lot of rape in this book. If you're sensitive to that, I would not read it. Our main character suffers with it at one point when another group come to meet theirs, and the man who kind of leads them decides that he's gonna be her husband, and he just decides it, and she's like, fuck that, and obviously he takes her by force one time. But there is a story that's told a couple of times about the Moon Man and his sister, the Sun, and he rapes her at one point, and now he spends all of his life chasing her, and that's like the sun rising and setting and the moon rising and setting, and that's like the story of the Inuit people, how they talk about where the sun and the moon came from. So there's a bit of rape in this. There is child death in this as well. A child is killed pretty brutally in it, but honestly I think it's such a good story, and it's like, she's such a strong character, and she's one of my very favorite characters that I have ever experienced in a book before. She's just so strong, but so, like, she struggles, you know what I mean? I'm trying not to cry again. I'm very emotional about this book. But if you've been, like I said, if you've been thinking about reading, you should absolutely 100% read it. But yeah, that's mostly what I read this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I know it's probably been all over the place, but if this was the only book I read all year, I would be satisfied. I'm so thankful for Hatchet for sending this to me, and oh my god, like, I requested this book. That's how badly I wanted to read it, and it's beautiful. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this vlog. I'm gonna take my crying ass to bed. As soon as I edit this vlog, I'm gonna edit this so that I can get it up for you guys tomorrow. But after that, hopefully I dream of good things, because I feel like this book was just so wonderful, and it had so much magic in it and so much spirit in it, and I don't often feel like books have a lot of spirit in them anymore, but it is beautiful. So once again, it is The Wolf and the Whale by Jordana Max Brodsky, and if you've been wanting to read it, I would recommend it. But I hope you guys liked this vlog. I hope you guys had a good week, and you guys have a good week, and you guys have a good Monday. But I love you so much, and I will see you guys in my next video.